Welcome back to Sideline Pulse. I'm Ben Beecham, assistant sports editor and football beat reporter, joined by Logan Moseley, women's basketball beat writer and all-around staff writer. Writes about a lot of different things.
I do what I can.
Don't got to be so humble, Logan. But it was a big week for Nebraska sports.
Hey.
I'll just
go.
Yeah, no,
Either.
it's fine.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
well, Jackson missed last week, so...
Yeah, and young Sam is not here this week. So well, Jackson just died, so... yeah.
What's up, guys?
We all got our coffee except Logan. He didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
Okay, stay hydrated, folks. If you
All
haven't
right.
had water today, drink some water.
Logan Moseley, advice for the episode. Big weekend for Nebraska sports. Football getting the win over UCLA. Basketball moves to 2-0. Women's basketball also moves to 2-0. They played 2 games last week. And volleyball moves to 24-0, 15 straight sweeps. Best team in the country, bar none. Not really much to say there.
And Amherst volleyball reverse sweeping Overton in the state championship.
And in other news, state championship volleyball. The whole Nebraska volleyball team popped out to watch Mallory Boziger with Norris win another state championship.
Good for them.
Yeah, that was not surprising at all. I mean,
I saw that they had a
There's
little
not much-
premature celebration, though.
what?
I saw they had
Yeah,
a
I know.
premature
So
celebration.
in the third set, they started running onto the court because they thought they won, and then they did not win that point. And then who was Norris playing?
Elkhorn North.
Elkhorn North ended up winning that set, and they had to play a whole nother set.
Good thing they won.
ended up
that.
winning state
Good thing they
championship.
won that
Yeah,
game.
that
Yeah.
would have been bad. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's
Back
talk
on
about
topic.
football. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about football.
Why do we not care about high school volleyball?
We love high school volleyball, but we got to talk about Nebraska football.
Yes, we
Big
do.
28-21 win over UCLA. TJ Lateef looked very good in his first start. Emmett Johnson looked like an All-American Doak Walker Award contending. Do we say Heisman Trophy campaigning?
I don't know, Jim. I don't
Heisman Trophy campaigning running back 200.
Started.
Which that's just crazy to say.
Yeah.
like I've never even like considered that for any Nebraska player as long as I've been alive. Like seriously.
The last time they
Amir
even-
Abdullah, like
Not
even.
even.
Not even.
Not even.
I think since like Sue, you got to go that far back.
Yeah.
I mean, Emmett Johnson has been for a couple weeks like second in all of college football in rushing
First in
yards.
Power 4.
Yeah, first in Power 4. But
he's only, like, 50
but
yards behind.
this game just like we already knew he was that guy, but this game really like for me just solidified like holy crap, like this isn't a fluke.
Yeah,
like
like-
Emmett Johnson
Yeah.
is just he's so elusive every week. It's just
Yeah.
like you were talking last week, it feels like he accidentally just hits the juke button.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he's
kind of has that problem where he cuts too often, but when he does make a good cut, he really kind of sells it.
Yeah, but like 283 total yards. or
232 all-purpose
232
yards,
all-purpose.
3
That's
touchdowns.
insane. That's insane. You shouldn't. No running back should be doing that at the Power 4 level.
I was covering this game remotely because we don't have LA money like that, but and I saw on the stat broadcast it popped up like 56-yard Emmett Johnson touchdown. As I was watching that play unfold, knowing how it ends, I was still in disbelief to how do you even get there? That on his first screen pass touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable blocking on that play.
Yes,
from
very,
Isaiah
very good
Hunter
blocks.
and the
Yes.
front. Like it was great blocking, but like, dude, Emmett, man, he was just like juking out guys like within a foot from the sideline, staying in bounds, making the play. Like it was just like beautiful football. That
Yeah.
play and that wheel route that he also scored on. It was just beautiful football right there.
That offense was just so much fun to watch too. I was saying it last week, just have fun. And this week it looked like the offense
Had a lot
was
of fun.
finally having some fun out there. And I don't know if it was because it was a different quarterback or if it was. And those
We'll get into
discussions are
that.
gonna. Those
Those
discussions,
discussions
are
will
gonna
be
pop
had.
up. yeah,
Yeah.
they will be.
It's only 1 week, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
If
But
Nebraska
you gotta
fans
toe the
know to
brakes.
do one thing, it's overreact to one game or one
Yes.
performance.
True. Well,
think
we have a
TJ
bye week,
Lateef's-
right? It's
Yes,
a bye week.
it's
this
bye
week.
week for
Not
them.
we. Nebraska football has
Nebraska
a bye week.
football has a bye
Nebraska
week.
Football has a bye week. And then
Penn State
Penn
on the road
State.
to Penn State, come back Black Friday against Iowa. This bye week
We're looking
is
very
huge.
far ahead, guys. We're looking
Yeah.
very far
Oh yeah,
ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The thing
Especially
ab-
for a weekly podcast, we're looking.
yes. For Emmett, though, it's one thing to keep doing this every week. It's one thing to also – it's another to constantly do that while getting 30-plus touches every single game. That is that's a lot. I've just been – like, the wheels have to fall off eventually. I'm surprised that, like, there has been no – he's even been, like, the injury report at all. It's just surprising to this
What
point.
I think helps a little bit is the fact that freshman year, he didn't play that much. He played sparingly, and then last year, it was the Dante Dowdell show for the first half of the year until Dana Holgerson got here. So in my head, his usage rate has only been one full year compared.
I don't know. He got a lot. He got some good snaps this freshman year, especially after Irvin and Grant went down.
Like he was still playing, but he wasn't really doing that much. And now he has this full year under this new system, under this new offense. I'm saying new as if it's new. But
yeah, it was evident from Holgerson's first game at USC last year that he loved to use Emmett. That was like his kind of breakout game. Was that USC game? Then a lot of people view that Wisconsin game as another one of his like breakout games. Mm-hmm. Dana loves him. Dana loves using him.
And especially going forward, I think we can only expect more games like this. You know, Dana has made it publicly clear, and like it's no surprise to everyone that for now, like we've already been a run the damn ball team.
Yeah.
But now that we've got Lateef in the backfield, like playing quarterback, like it's going to be a run the damn ball team. Whether it's Lateef just feeding Emmett the rock, it's going to be 25-plus carries, I think, for the rest of the season.
But let's not act like Lateef didn't play great.
No, Lateef did. He was very efficient. He was very efficient.
And his two incompletions were both. I guess that screen pass is a little bit out there from Mekhi Nelson, but the other one was just a drop.
I love how Devin Gardner reacted to that drop screen pass and ended his 11 for 11 or the 10 for 10 streak. He's like, man, you got to go outside. Go dive for that ball. You got to keep your quarterback's 100% completion percentage alive.
There was some questionable commentary. A lot of people didn't like the Tim Brando commentary. I'm impartial to it. I like it more than the Gus Johnson calls. But
dude,
that's not even nor there.
So
yeah, well, it was very good to see how confident he was in the pot. I know coming in against USC, that's a lot to thrust on a young quarterback. He kind of looked a little flustered, a little disheveled. But the way he goes out there and he has like a commanding presence, like a quarterback should against UCLA. Yeah. Ball placement was very good, especially on that the second Emmett touchdown, that wheel route.
Yes.
Perfect ball placement. He had some good ball placement against USC that was broken up. But it was very nice to see. He worked very well in the mid game. They worked receivers more in the middle of the field this week than we've seen in recent weeks. I thought that was interesting to see.
Yeah, and Dane Key was finally starting to get involved in the offense the way that I feel like he should be. Now, as I had a very, not I'm going to say disappointing, but a quiet game. He had a couple of receptions for whatever it was. I remember he had a good
Sometimes for receivers, people overreact. Sometimes just not your week. You don't have the hot hand. The scheme doesn't fit. I think
and that's exactly what it is. It's the scheme fit. Lateef is going to be a guy that's going to go to Corey over the middle or Dane Key on like the touchdown, the two-step touchdown, two-step out route. That first touchdown of the game, incredible catch by Jacory.
Which I missed or like was on the tail end of because they decided to override the game.
Yep. Besides the point, but Lateef looked great. I love the fact he's using Dane Key. Rely on your veteran wide receiver to get you those easy dink and dunk receptions to get down the field. Did he even get sacked?
I don't believe so.
That's another thing there too.
Maybe once.
He might have once or twice, but still.
But I think the fact that we don't know the number, like after Minnesota, we knew the number was not. I think the fact that we don't know the number is a good thing. I think the way they've adapted this offense in recent weeks to kind of be that. I think it was after Northwestern, the opposing team was like they got the ball a lot quicker than we thought, and the sacks have gone down since they've kind of adapted the offense. Especially with the RPO game now, where Lateef is just kind of like run up the field if he has the space.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be bye week this week, which is great, and take the bye week.
You need that week off. Need that tough stretch.
That week off. It is going to be a rough 2 games, especially because you're traveling to Happy Valley and going up against one of the best defensive coordinators in Jim Knowles in the entire country. So,
and Penn State's hungry. I think they've lost 6 straight.
They've lost 6 straight.
This should. I mean, they almost just beat what might be the best team in the country right now.
They're still number 2 in the AP poll, which kind of surprised me after that game. I kind of thought that Texas A&M beating Mizzou would have those two flip, but
Penn State's still, despite the 3-6 record, despite how this season has gone, they're still a very, very solid football team. Have maybe one of the best running back duos in the country with Katron Allen and Nick Singleton, both monumental backs that will give Nebraska a lot of problems, especially because Nebraska's rushing defense didn't set the world on fire, especially trying to contain Nico Imaleva, who had a pretty good game against Nebraska. They've kind of struggled to contain those dual threat quarterbacks. He was able to work outside the pocket a lot, step up, get easy yards with his legs.
Yeah, and what's going to be nice about going up against Penn State is we kind of know what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball. They're going to try and control the time of possession battle, which it's going to be tough, but you can scheme around that offensively when you know that your run defense isn't that good. So, Sam's not here, so he's not going to talk about Nico, and I will. Nico played great.
He played
Nico
very well.
Played.
Maybe one of the best performances by an opposing quarterback.
Him and Sorsby.
Sorsby had a pretty bad performance throwing the ball.
Throwing the ball.
I mean,
Nico did it.
Nico had the most complete, but running the ball, man, that was Sorsby was in Heisman conversations at some point this year, and we contained him pretty well, and Nico exposed us defensively. Like throwing the ball, running the ball, it was a tough watch, especially getting near the end of that game. Like, all right, we're about to pull an all-time 3-9 Nebraska moment here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. UCLA honestly is one of the more interesting teams I've witnessed in recent history. I mean, there was talks after the first couple weeks, like, is this the worst Power 4 football team that has ever existed? I remember hearing stuff like that. And then Michigan State, Maryland, and Penn State wins. I mean,
they effectively killed Penn State's season with that game.
Yeah.
They have the Jerry Neuheisel-led offense, which Tim Skipper, their interim coach, doesn't really get mentioned much in their successes. But
like, you understand why, because his dad's also in the media and is a well-respected head coach back in the day. So, like, it makes sense why they kind of glaze him a bit, but at the same time, like, give credit to Tim Skipper where credit is due. He needs his flowers at the end of the day. He needs his roses.
Well,
at the
he
Rose
lost
Bowl.
this weekend, so maybe don't want to give him his flowers.
Oh,
but
well. Every rose has its thorn. Let's go.
There's not a ton to overreact from this game. I just think it's nice to see for this offense that Lateef can kind of manage the game.
Yeah.
I do think looking far ahead to Penn State, we'll preview that next week too. But I think we called the UCLA game. We said it was going to be a slugfight or slugfest. I think the Penn State one might be a low-scoring one, especially if both teams really trying to run that ball.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe we'll see some more arm confidence from Lateef. I mean, he looked somewhat comfortable in the
deep ball.
Yeah,
it's nice.
That one poster out to Dane Key looked phenomenal. It was just a great play.
I'm still a little skeptical about his deep ball, but I'm confident in his like short to mid game. I'm confident in sstepping up.
I don't know.
In this offense, you just need the short to mid game. You don't need the deep ball.
Hopefully we can see, as UNL professor Matt Waite quotes, Lateef throwing lightning bolts from the sky like he did against Houston Christian University.
Matt Way, what a guy! What a guy.
we should get him on here.
I wonder if
that would
he.
actually be a fun episode.
I wonder if he listens to Sideline Pulls.
Well, I'm sure he does.
Shout out Matt Wade.
We'll have to get him on an episode. So stay on the lookout for that, Sideline Pulls fans.
Yeah.
Moving on to Nebraska basketball. Rienk Mast 18, 12, and 11 in his third game coming off injury, or fourth counting those exhibitions. I can't really count, but averaging. Who cares about exhibitions? His second true game back from injury, triple-double, third in Nebraska men's history. He's averaging, I think, 14 and a half, 11 and a half rebounds, 5.5 assists. This team's kind of impressed. I know even metrically and just passing the eye test that this team's a little bit farther ahead of schedule than I thought they would be.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the emergence of guys like Braden Frager.
20 off the bench from Braden Frager against FIU. That's impressive, especially from a guy that didn't play last year, jumped up ahead too, and he's putting up 20 against FIU, which is, I mean, FIU basketball is FIU basketball, but like that's pretty impressive.
They're no Midland.
They're no Midland.
They're no Midland or West Georgia.
No, but I think it's great. This team, they're not going to be able to defend, but man, if they can shoot the lights out.
It's going to be concerning, especially like getting on the road in the Big Ten.
Oh,
they're probably going to let teams go on runs, especially if they're a team that's going to work around the perimeter and not be able to play defense super well. They're going to be very prone to kind of those like 10-0 runs, those long runs. They're going to be a very streaky team. And the Big Ten has a lot of talent in basketball.
Yeah, I did see, however, before we were filming this, I was just scrolling on Instagram, and I saw that Andy Katz had us at 37 in his top 37.
37 in the Power 37. Oh.
we have a
special guest.
We have a special
Jackson.
cameo guest. Yes.
We'll have to use that for the promos.
That'll be our new intro. Facts.
Anyway,
Jackson, say something about rank Mast so we can for the cut.
yeah,
About what?
yeah,
Talk
for the
about rank
cutaway.
Mast so we can cut it better.
Rick Mast.
Rank Mast.
What's that?
Rank Mast.
Uh-uh.
The Nebraska basketball player had a triple-double.
The third ever in
I
school
did not
history.
watch the game at all.
Okay, I thought you would know rank
Third-
Mast.
Okay, I'll
Talk about Nebraska basketball in some
Just-
capacity.
just
Talk
say-
about the FIU. Talk about
Yeah.
Braden Frager.
Yeah,
talk
talk
about
about-
the emergence of Braden Frager.
Who's Braden Frager?
Oh my
I haven't watched any basketball this year. Okay.
I think we need to keep all
Okay.
this
I'll
in.
act like I'm saying okay.
So you can cut it. You can cut it. Make the cut.
Your rank Mass. I mean, what a performance. I did not watch the game.
Jackson was busy at state volleyball.
Yeah.
I was busy at state volleyball.
Yeah,
If you ask me anything about state volleyball, I will give you numbers. I will give you names. I will give you anything. State volleyball is my bread and butter, man.
Love state volleyball. Eat, sleep, breathe state volleyball.
Okay. Nebraska did need a star. I mean, we talked about this previously with Casey Tominaga. I mean, he was the only player.
He was the face of the team.
He was the face of the team. He got ESPN circulation. He had kids going out of their way to like buy a jersey that said Tominaga, not just a Nebraska jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be that guy. I mean, again, like all Nebraska fans love to do, overreact over one game. But I mean, a triple-double is pretty unheard of for Nebraska ball.
Especially
Last
in
one was Cam-
college.
Last one was Cam Mack against Purdue. When
And Mac,
in Fred
Yes,
Hoiberg's,
sir.
Fred Hoiberg's first year, when they had their one upset of Purdue, Matt Harms Purdue, quite a team.
but I mean, he's Dutch. He's got like that. I don't know. I feel like
He's got the Euro ball feel, and that's what this team.
Uh-huh.
They've been described as kind of like a Euro ball team. It might be because they're very white, but that might be why. But they're different than a lot of college basketball teams. They're shooting a lot of threes. They're just not very good at defense, but they're kind of also scrappy at the same time. They can kind of play the opponent's game. They can kind of adapt very well.
Yeah, and
Very weird team. A lot of Fred Hoiberg teams.
And I think that's going to be the benefit at the end of the day is because of how weird and how different this team is. It's going to be hard for coaches to be like, all right, here's how we're going to expose them. Here's how we're going to use our strengths to their weaknesses. It's because it's like we know what their strengths are. We know what their weakness is. But how the hell are we supposed to do anything with it? Because it's such a weird team.
Nebraska basketball's biggest strength over the past few years in the whole Fred Hoiberg era is that for some reason some games one guy off the bench is going to have their career game, and you're never going to be able to know who, especially with a very deep bench on this Nebraska team.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially 20 through 24, some come to mind, like when Jamarcus Lawrence had his career game on the road against Indiana, or even going back to like the Lat Mayen days when he had like 20 points against Rutgers. You're just going to get those performances in Nebraska because you're not going to be able to peg down one guy.
Yeah, and that's the best part at the end of the day of this team is it's anybody can do anything, and that's what you want to see as a coach. And anyone can do anything on the girls' team, on this women's team too.
Yes, we
yeah.
were going to get into that.
Yeah.
Logan, you were there on the scene.
I was on the scene, reporting, live tweeting. It was
Doing it all. Man of many talents.
So Samford, SAM, not Stan, Samford.
Who Nebraska men's basketball lost to, I think, back in the Tim Miles era.
Oh wow, Tim Miles. Is he still? I got to get on track. Anyway,
He's still at San Jose State, I believe. He's having a good time.
Good for him. Good for him. But anyway, the team, they started off on a 13-0 run, only allowed 5 points in the first quarter, and put up 80 in a win. Britt Prince shot 10 for 13 and 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. All 4 of her shots were in the third quarter. It was a clinic, to say the least, against a Samford team that Amy Williams was saying matches up kind of well against them because of the way that they set screens and the pick and roll action and stuff like that. So
That might just be coach talk at the end of the day.
yeah, it might be, but at the same time, she was really looking at this because Samford had I'm forgetting her last name, but she.
You gotta remember that. That's your job.
Oh,
Come on, Logan.
Brianna Rivercraft
on the air. Okay.
Brianna Rivercraft, I believe, is her name. She
Better be right.
Or else.
she put up 14. Nobody else on the team scored more than 6. Like that's how stifling this defense was for Nebraska. It was all around. And then Jess Petrie had her 20-point game, most she scored since playing Wisconsin last year when she put up 12. Like, it was a good day all around.
Yeah, this women's team kind of similar to the men's, where it's just like there's a lot of very good players. They kind of have like the defined star, the Britt Prince, the leader. But it's kind of like they have a lot of different guards, a lot of different people who can beat you. Yes. A lot of shooters too.
Man, they can shoot it when they want to, and that was the other thing. Is Amy was like, we don't want to shoot the 3 ball, but when it's open and we're taking shots,
we gotta
let it fly. And that I think that was the great part too, because it was coming out of half, so it kind of seemed like, hey, are we trying to shoot the 3 ball here? No,
this team can really heat up. And I guess,
can.
Logan, I'll pick your brain. What do you think the ceiling is for this team, especially coming off an NCAA tournament appearance and maybe what could be viewed as more of a down year last year?
It will be dependent on how they play this Wednesday against Creighton. That's the first and foremost. But I feel like the second round is well within the realm of possibility. Should not be a bubble team. I think the probably a 7 to 9 range. I feel very confident in a 7 to 9 range for this team, just because Britt Prince can do basically anything. They can attack the glass. There was 27 turnovers. They forced 27 turnovers. That is some damn good defense.
Amy Williams basketball teams are very scrappy and they can shoot. Those two things. I'm very, very similar to the men's team. You kind of get a lot of interesting basketball set up for this year.
No, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to see how Britt Prince makes that jump in year 2. And if it's anything 10 for 13, 23 points, 3 for 4 from 3, 1 foul, I'm pretty sure, like that's what you want to see from a star player.
Nebraska men's basketball up against Maryland Eastern Shore Tuesday the 11th, and women's at Creighton.
Creighton comes here. Creighton comes here. I'll be live tweeting that game, so shameless plug.
DN
Sports will have that coverage.
Logan Moseley on Twitter.
Everyone follow Logan
on X.
Moseley.
On X.
X.
The Everything app.
The Everything app.
The Everything app.
Wrapping up, as we have the last few episodes with Nebraska volleyball, these wins this past week, Thursday against Illinois, Saturday against Minnesota, were even more dominant than they usually are. On Thursday, they hit a season high, I believe it was 488 hitting percentage.
Andy Jackson hitting 1,000.
Yes.
9 swings, 9 kills.
And then she carried that. She started, I think, 6 for 6 against Minnesota. She had Andy Jackson, I don't know if it was career high, but 15 kills against Minnesota. Hit 617, somewhere in that range. Rebecca Alec added 10, had a team high 714. They steamrolled Minnesota, number 22 in the country. Didn't even seem close. And I think, especially in the past few weeks, they've just kind of they're really leading the pack. It's national championship.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah.
They just steamroll everyone.
It's like national championship or bust at this point. I mean, the only interesting game maybe is Penn State comes here in a couple of weeks.
Penn State comes here. I was looking ahead, and I put it on our notes. I think the only thing that's going to kill this team at the end of the day is the travel schedule, because they got to go to the coast. But even then, like,
it has not phased them at all.
No,
I mean,
no.
The last time we played Penn State in their house, it was just an abomination.
They're absolute. Yeah, that maybe their biggest
championship or bust. That's like all there really is left to talk about. Any number won't surprise me.
The way you talk about this team, you talk about going to the Final Four as like a given at this point.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, then
people are making their plans to go to Kansas City for the Final Four at this point. It's honestly the question is, can they finish it, and who are they going to play in the national championship?
Right. Yeah.
Who are they going to play in the national championship?
Well, who's to say? Honestly, I mean, Texas they're hitting a few bumps in the road. I mean, Pitt, when you have Olivia Babcock, who might be the best player in the country. They're always a threat, but Nebraska, game 1 of the season, took them down in 4. But honestly, taking a set on Nebraska might honestly make you one of the best teams in the country already.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
shout out
seriously.
Creighton. Not shout out Creighton, but you know what I mean.
Never shout out Creighton.
Never shout out Creighton.
Never shout out the
no blue
institution
here.
of Creighton. Thank you guys for tuning in to another Sideline Pulse. There was very busy coming off a very busy week, and busy weeks to come even without Nebraska football. Mm-hmm. Anything else to add from you two before we wrap it up?
I'll be watching more basketball to make sure I'm more in touch with my ball knowledge. Yeah.
We're starting cold opens next week. I'm gonna do
You
it
can
John
cold opens
Gruden
next week.
style.
Cold opens. Yep. We're just gonna rip it and stick it when we film.
Yep.
Expect
We
a
got
lot
30
more
minutes.
graphically pleasing intros and outros, aside from explosions. But we will have an explosion right now, and we'll have more for the rest of this episode.
I think you can end it at that point.